Gen Z has forgotten how to date, and it has gotten so bad that universities have been trying to step in and help them. Hi, I'm Maria Bermeo, clinical psychologist, and on this channel we talk about everything related to, of course, psychology. So if you're interested, please keep on watching. Before starting this video, I want to remind you that I give in-person therapy. And if you're out of the city, I got you because I also give online therapy. If you need a consultation, please feel free to reach me out on my social media, my phone number, or my email. All of them will be listed down below on the description box as well. There are a lot of patients that come to therapy in hopes to develop their social skills. Not only they cannot make friends, but they have no idea on how to approach someone they find attractive and date them. I gotta say it's a problem, but seriously, it's a global problem. If you're not chronically online, you may have not read this post on X that has been going viral lately. The user self-diagnose wrote this. Stanford students are so bad at dating that there is now a class where the assignment is to go on a date. And she also posted the picture of the assignment. Guidelines for the dating project. The dating assignment. 1. As a so-called classmate, not limited to our class, out on a level 1 date in person. 2. Plan an activity in a public venue. No alcohol. 3. Spend no more than $15. 4. Limit the date to 90 minutes. 5. Write a narrative account of your experience followed by some reflections in 500 to 800 words. To prepare for this exercise, you're encouraged, though not required, to read page 3 to 65 of Sherry Turkle's Reclaiming Conversation. If you're uncomfortable with this exercise, or if you're already in a relationship, you can opt out and write an extra reflection paper of Sherry Turkle's chapter Romance, or Elaine de Botton's essay Why You Will Marry the Wrong Person. People were outraged by this post because dating courses are usually things that people sign up for in a very private way and independently from institutions, let alone educational institutions. I admit, to me, this was also something new. I'd never heard the schools, colleges, or anything like that were teaching their students on how to start their romantic life, but while doing my research, I found out that Stanford University was not the only one. Other academies as BYU are providing these classes as well. Let's see. So BYU has the course Dating, Romance, and Reason. It's a high school course. It means for high school students. This course covers dating, why, when, and whom, planning, asking, accepting, dating behaviors and cautions, and personality differences, relationship skills, and the role of love in relationships. And they even facilitate the syllabus so we can have a little sneak peek from what the course is about. Unit 1, dating, why and when. Unit 2, personality, who are you? Unit 3, expectations, what do you want? Unit 4, the pre-date process, planning, asking, accepting. Unit 5, on the date. Unit 6, communication. Unit 7, chastity, the case for waiting. And Unit 8, what is love? It is definitely something interesting. I know it may sound crazy and sketchy, but going back to the X post I showed you at the beginning, these lectures are maybe really necessary. Let's look at some of the replies. What's the class name? I know a few Stanford friends that need to enroll. Can't believe they made a class just for you. How do you level up in dating? What's level 1 versus level 2? No alcohol and $15 limit is the craziest part of this. What the hell is level 1 date and why is there no alcohol requirement? She replied to this last response with this image. Cronin breaks down the dating experience into 3 levels. Level 1 means you can be going for coffee with several different people. By level 2, if a kiss is involved, it implies exclusivity and the attraction between both parties should be acknowledged. Real relationship work begins with level 3. When you ask yourself, can I lean on this person emotionally? Is this person going to become one of the primary emotional relationships in my life? Dating levels, of course, can vary a bit. As you saw, Cronin says there are 3, BYU teaches 6, others say 4, 5, 7. Anyway, they all refer to how a relationship advances. But whether you acknowledge it in theory or not, this is something that we are supposed to know by logic, instinct. The concerning part is that Gen Z actually has zero clue on how basic dating works, and the fact that many comments were in the lines of seriously, no alcohol is just as worrying. And if you think that was that, wait. There are plenty of articles from media outlets highlighting the tumultuous dating life of this generation. These ones are just a few of them. So what is the psychology behind this Gen Z dating naiveness? What is the reason why Gen Z is so undateable? We can attribute it to technology and social media. I already made a video on dating apps a few months ago. You can go and check it out, in which I touched this topic a bit, but solely focusing on dating apps. I'm gonna make a brief continuation today. There is a scientific article titled "Love is in the App: Gen Z Use and Perception of Dating Apps." The link is down below if you want to read it. It's on page 41. This one confirms what I say on my dating app video. Gen Z has a distorted perspective of dating thanks to these platforms. The issue on dating apps is that people just see it as a place to find casual relationships. Hookups. Most, if not every single user takes Tinder, Hinge, Bumble unseriously because they are actually so superficial. You just see faces and the main things someone likes or does, plus bodies. You just get into someone for an image they portrayed. There is just a physical attraction as a first impression. Sure, physique is what we usually focus on when we first meet someone in person, but at least in a one-on-one conversation, you are able to form a different type of bond. A deeper link with someone because you get a little sneak peek of someone's personality, which also makes part of a meaningful relationship. But behind the screen, does it really mean something? In this article I'm mentioning, it even says people don't go to these apps to find something serious. They go there to spend time, to have some fun, which already destroys the standard dating experience. Social media in general has also damaged the dating game. This article titled "How Gen Z Destroy Flirting, This is How Young People Try to Score a Date Today," published on the New York Post, sums it perfectly. Liking an Instagram post or sliding into someone's DMs are ways to express romantic interest in the digital age. But technology may actually have made it harder for singles trying to score a date. Gen Zers especially struggle to master the art of flirting in an era of social media and dating apps. I think flirting is dying. Los Angeles resident Nikki Sanjanko, 24, told NBC News. If someone thinks you're cute, they just ask you for your Instagram these days, and then DM you or swipe up on your story to show they are interested. The state of dating today has been described as exhausting, as women online lament the nightmarish difficulties of trying to find a man. They complain that many men are bad texters and also have abysmal pickup lines. People nowadays lack of emotional intelligence too. It is so evident by how they think they can get someone online. By a like, a DM. Is not something anyone can do on anyone's social media account, liking your friend's picture, sending your family a message, leaving a comment on your favorite celebrity post. How is that a flirty way to get someone? It shouldn't be. It just shows how our youth also lacks from social abilities. Gen Z is the first generation to be fully raised with an easy access to internet. While this easy connectivity should have been useful and beneficial for human development, as it was supposed to facilitate the access to information and increase our knowledge, with the appearance of social media and its rapid growth, plus our lack of cyber education on how to manage it and use it properly, we've become so attached to electronics to the point that most people spend at least 2 hours and a half scrolling through their feed. And teens, developing humans, even more. At least 7 hours and 22 minutes or 8 full-blown hours and 39 minutes. More than a third from their days are wasted on a screen. This means us humans have been developing in a digital world for years already, which has destroyed our perception on how to interact with others, and this has been so visible by how many people prefer to share their personal issues on their socials, are afraid to go out, talk with someone else, which harms their dating game so bad. I also found this article, social isolation and social anxiety as drivers of Generation Z's willingness to share personal information on social media. Here the authors cite prevalent information from prior years. The studies also show that people who are lonely and who find it difficult to maintain social relationships tend to develop an addiction to the internet or being present online. Lonely people tend to cope with this by engaging in self-regulatory efforts to compensate for their self-esteem deficit. The feeling of loneliness signals that one's connections to others are weakening, and that the repair and maintenance of these connections to others is needed for one's health and well-being. Furthermore, recent research among Gen Z reveals that almost 56% of this generation experience more intense social isolation overall due to the COVID-19 pandemic and are more likely to say they were lonely as compared to previous generations. Not only Gen Z has grown around electronics, but during their teenage years and first adult years, they had to rely on the internet and socials to have someone to talk to. During the isolation and social distancing caused by the COVID-19, increasing the problems they already had to socialize. As you can see, the decline of social abilities is highly linked to internet addiction or dependency. One can cause the other in any order, they can be comorbid. The point is, social anxiety or individuals that present symptoms of it suffer to form relationships because they don't know or feel insecure on how to give the first step. And that is why Gen Z doesn't know how to really date. Let's not forget about how social media has been promoting hookup culture as a source of empowerment and liberation, having casual encounters with everyone you want so you get to be independent and free, which long term just makes you numb to real, meaningful bonds. Gen Z has been so focused on going against more traditional values that now they can have something serious for the fear of being trapped. And the saddest part is that there are still people like these two women right here that do want to establish a stable relationship with a significant other. But because of our twisted modern culture, now they have to call themselves chronically single or feeling like outcasts in a society that is just looking for one night stands. Unfortunately, this inability to build intimate connections is the starting point for plenty of mental difficulties. And I think we can notice that by how our youth has been adopting extremist ideologies that harm them but also society as a whole. This is why I don't think it's crazy that entities like universities are trying to teach their students how to date. And honestly, if this is a problem with Gen Z already, it might be necessary to include these courses in the schools if we don't want the next generations as Gen Alpha to experiment the same issues and suffer from more concerning mental problems. Is there anything else you would like to add to the conversation, or you learned something new? Leave a comment below. Also, don't forget to like and share this video with someone that may need it, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss from more interesting psychology content. Thanks for watching.